Well, I'm pretty excited because this is the all-new Porsche Macan, what Porsche calls the sports car of compact SUVs. And I'm excited because I have two Porsches. I've got an older 911 Carrera 4S, and I have a Cayenne SUV that we use as our daily driver. So I use both a sports car and I use their utility vehicle, and they've baked both, they say, into this, the sports car of SUVs. The basis of this car, as many people know, is the Audi Q5 platform. But Porsche says they've basically used that platform and built everything up that's brand new. Suspensions, engines, the way it handles and performs, staggered offset wheels, all kinds of things to make this a true Porsche. So we're here in California taking this new Macan on the racetrack at Willow Springs. So here we are at Willow Springs in the turbo, and we had a chance to go around first of all in the regular Macan S with the 3-liter 6-cylinder, and now with the 3.6-liter turbocharged with 400 horsepower. But the more significant changes are the PASM, which is standard. It's optional on the Macan, and you also have the Sport Plus with the Sport Chronos package, and that really makes a big difference. It takes the PDK to a whole other level and just lets you focus on the course because the shifts are so quick that it does all the work for you, really. 21-inch wheels versus the 19s on the Macan S makes a massive difference in the corners. So the extra boost and the fashion in which the turbos come on really makes the most out of this platform. So where times the other car may be sliding around a bit more, the bigger tires on this car make a massive difference. But boy, this is fun. This is fun. This is what it's all about. How many Macan owners are actually going to go to the track? I doubt many, but to know that you have the capability inside your daily SUV is kind of a lot of fun. The first thing you notice when you get in this Macan Turbo and the regular Macan is that it's not a wide vehicle, and you notice that it's quite a bit different than the Cayenne. And so yes, there's a room for 4 people in here, but it's not the biggest vehicle, and with the slope of the rear window that compromises the amount of room you have in the back. They say with the seats up, there's 500 liters of cargo capacity, and with the back seats down, 1,500 liters of cargo capacity. The floor is actually quite long, but because of that rake, it isn't that big. Now inside, you've got this fabulous interior here, which is very reminiscent to all of the Porsche family now. Started out with the Panamera, went to the Cayenne and all their sports cars, and I love it. I have been on record, you watch any of my reviews, I love the interior of the new Porsches with this sort of lots of buttons in the center here. It looks confusing at first, but when you're driving along like this, you want to change anything, bam, you just hit a button. You don't have to go into controller or change anything. It's very simple. So the turbo at the core is different than the base unit because it's got a 3.6-liter V6 engine with the twin scroll turbochargers on there, and what you get is 400 horsepower and 406 foot-pounds of torque. Now the difference between the base model and this turbo is they both have metal springs, but this vehicle, the turbo, comes standard with Porsche Active Suspension Management, which allows you to change the dampening of the shock absorbers, which is really nice in California because you've got a lot of concrete highways with the dividers between the concrete, which can make it really quite choppy. So when it gets really bad, you just put it in comfort, smooths it all out. You want to stiffen it up, bam, 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 you can go from Sport to Sport Plus. Same thing with the transmission. 7-speed dual clutch PDK transmission, which you can leave and drive and be quite passive, or same thing again, you can dial it all up and you can make this Macan as aggressive as you want. Paddle shifters, do it in the center, it really is your choice. Now, optional on the Macan Turbo is you can get the air suspension, which can raise and lower this vehicle. This sort of basic stance is 15 millimeters lower than the regular turbo, and you can jack it up for going off-road. Now, the reality is most people are not going to do that with this vehicle. They're going to use it for everyday use, but it's an interesting option if you want. Macan Turbo really is a lot of fun to drive, especially when we had it out on the racetrack. It comes with more standard equipment, as you would imagine, and a little bit more power. Is it going to be the volume seller in the Macan line? No, I think that the Macan S is definitely going to have the lion's share of those sales because you can take that money that you're not going to spend on the turbo and add more features. The problem with the Macan Turbo is when you add in a lot more features, it creeps up to about $100,000, and there's a lot of other vehicles you could choose for that kind of money. I'm not sure if you really need the turbo, but if you have the money, it certainly is a lot of fun.